I got something to teach today. I got something to teach today. Then we'll start back at one. Can't tell me I couldn't have been Whitney. Are we live already? Oh my gosh. Live in a mug. What side of my head is this on? Hold on. Yeah, I cracked myself up. All right, we ready? Welcome to another episode of Full Transparency with Donnie Wiggins. I am your host, Donnie Wiggins. I am a business coach and strategist who works with entrepreneurs to help them start, grow, and scale their businesses. And here on Full Transparency, I share with you transparent insights about entrepreneurship and all things about entrepreneurs, period. So sometimes we might talk about love and habits and, all the things that we need to be solid individuals. And then sometimes you hear me interview outstanding people. You might catch me in a coaching session that I share transparently on Full Transparency. But today I want to talk about habits. I believe that we are moving swiftly throughout this year, right? We are moving swift. First of all, the year is just moving so fast. The year is moving so fast. Like it was just January 1st, not too long ago, right? And now here we are moving throughout the year. And I want to make sure we have some tip-top habits. And let me just back up a little bit. So on my journey of entrepreneurship, my journey through entrepreneurship, I have had the ability or the opportunity to be present amongst some of the greatest thought leaders that are in our time, of our time. I've had the opportunity to be mentored by some outstanding entrepreneurs. And I also am a bit of a personal development junkie. So that means that I'm always reading a book or watching an audio or a documentary just to learn how to become better. And if you've been following me for any period of time, then you know that one of my biggest goals is to become the best version of myself. Well, how do you know when you've reached the best version of yourself? As long as you're breathing, I believe you haven't, right? I believe there's still room to grow and become the best version of yourself every single day that you get to walk this earth. But there are some things that have made noticeable differences for me. Noticeable differences for me in how I show up as an entrepreneur, how I show up as a friend, a family member, a parent, just things that help me, and I want to share them with you. And we'll keep this quick. It's just 8 things. Number 1, they're not going to like this one because we tell kids to do this all the time, and then we grow up and become adults that just don't do it. What is it? Do you know? Make your bed. The very first habit, millionaire habit, that I want you to create is to make your bed every single day. Let me tell you why. Making your bed creates a discipline in you when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to, when it's easy to just get out of your bed and go into the other room, go into the bathroom, leave for work, leave for the gym, whatever it is that you have to do. It, number 1, creates a discipline. But number 2, especially if you work from home, it makes it less accessible for you to get back into the bed. So it's a productivity hack and a discipline hack all in one. Listen, if you can't commit to a simple cycle of making up your bed every single day, then chances are you will struggle to commit to other simple tasks every single day. The simple things have to matter to you just as much as the major things that are happening to your life matter to you as well. So I really want you to make your bed. And let me tell you this, when I heard this for the first time, I believe I read a book called Miracle Morning, was where I really heard someone explain this in great detail and why it's so important to make your bed. It's about creating the habit, not necessarily about having a made bed, right? When I heard this for the first time, it made so much sense because how easy is it for you to wake up, you're in a rush, right? You're waking up, you're in a rush, you head to the bathroom, you shower, you brush your teeth, wash your face, and you're out of there. Well, when you create this type of discipline and you know that you need those 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 7 minutes, depending on how elaborate your bed is, right, to make your bed, it also encourages you to wake up just a little bit earlier so that you're not rushing throughout the day. It's a psychological trick that will shift your entire life. Try it for 30 days. Come back to this video, comment, and let me know how it's improved you. Number 2. Before I get to number 2, I need you guys to know that I'm gifting you something that I literally just taught inside my Actionable CEO community, my mentorship community this morning. This morning on our Millionaire morning call, I give motivational insights. We do prayer. That's a call that we do Monday through Friday every single day. And then we have a weekly mentorship session where we're talking about your business and, tips, strategies, and techniques and all those things. But the response from my community members, Zell, inside of my community, Actionable CEO, was so profound that I said, you know what? Let me do an episode on this. Let me actually take this to the Full Transparency podcast and do an episode, because sometimes it's the simple things that we stray away from, or it's the simple things that we do every single day that we don't realize other people still need to hear, right? There's something inside of you. There's some information inside of you right now that you're saying, you know what? I don't share it. It's not because I'm gatekeeping, but I don't share it because everybody should know this. This is common sense. It's common sense to make your bed, right? That's common sense. Well, to know and not to do is the same thing as not to know. So we have to constantly remind ourselves of these small, simple shifts. In this case, small, simple habits that will make you a top performing entrepreneur and a top performing human being all together. Okay. Number 2, pre-plan your day. Pre-plan your day. This one is so important. If you're waking up and you're winging it every single day, we'll be able to tell in your results. You'll be able to tell in your results. If you pre-plan your day, you wake up every single day having given yourself instructions. It saves so much time, and it's one less thing that you have to lack clarity on throughout your day, right? Pre-plan what you need to do. At the end of every single night, you should be making a mental or written, I prefer written, a note of here's what has to happen this day. Now I'll take it further. For me, and what I teach inside my community, Actionable CEO, is if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. Zell, if it's not on the calendar, we're not doing it. I don't care who you are. If it didn't make it to the calendar, that means that this is an unconfirmed plan and we are not doing it. Do you know why it's so important for you to pre-plan your day? Just like making your bed builds your discipline, pre-planning your day builds your structure and your organization. And some of you aren't where you want to be in your life because you lack structure and you lack organization. You want to just wing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that makes people believe that they'll have the ability to quit their corporate job and come into entrepreneurship and have all this freedom. Congratulations, entrepreneur. You made the decision that this will be your biggest and best year ever in business. And I am so excited for you. It's just that you're missing something. The accountability and the mentorship that you said you need, the accountability and the mentorship that you said you were going to get this year. I know you're missing it because I'm not mentoring you inside of my community, Actionable CEO. I see everybody else. I'm looking through the names as I speak right now, and I'm seeing all the names, but I don't see yours. See, Actionable CEOs have something in common. They have 3 things in common. In fact, they are disciplined. They are action takers. They invest in themselves. But my favorite one is that they are action takers. Oh, wait, no, my favorite one could be that they're disciplined. It could also very much be that they invest in themselves. See, you can't do one without the other if you want major results. So I'm inviting you to check out my community, my mentorship community for entrepreneurs who are interested in personal development, professional development, and financial development. And you want to have a whole lot of fun connecting with other people in the community to network with. If I'm your girl, if I'm your person, if I'm your vibe, check out actionableceo.com right now to see if my mentorship community is the right one for you. In fact, I know it is. So just go there and hit register, join now, whatever. I'll see you on the inside. Bye. You feel free? I don't know what it is that makes people believe that they'll be able to quit their jobs because they hate structure, they hate being told what to do, they hate operating by a schedule, they hate doing all these things, that make companies optimize and become and operate very efficiently, you think now you get to come into entrepreneurship and just start calling all the shots. Let me tell you how I know you think that, because I used to think that. I hated going into my 9 to 5. I hated being told what to do. I didn't believe that I needed 8 hours to in the same place 5 days a week to accomplish the job that they hired me to do. I didn't think that all that time was necessary, right? And so I'm like, I can't wait to be an entrepreneur. I can't wait to have my own. I get to do what I want to do, and until you have customers. Until you have customers and clients who need things, until you have team members who have to be paid, until you have issues that CEOs face, you will understand the importance of pre-planning your day. If it's not on the schedule, it doesn't exist. Get in the habit of putting everything on your schedule. That means time blocking your administrative hours. That means time blocking out your lunch, your breakfast, your dinner. That means time blocking out the commitments that you have to your family, so that you're never double booked, you're never overbooked, you're never underbooked. And here's the thing here. You'll be able to look at your calendar on any given week. Every single week. One of the things that bring me joy, actually I do this every single week, but I also do this at the end of the month or at the top of the next month. I know when we're going to have a huge revenue month by how much stuff I have on my calendar. I know when we're going to get to the money that month. I know when I need to grassroots this thing and take it back to the basics. I know when we're going to have a month where we're reaching our goals. Because for me, when I look at my calendar and I see the type of activity I have on my calendar, I have a bunch of income producing activity on my calendar. I have a bunch of growth activity on my calendar. You don't see a whole lot of busy work or unproductive tasks on my calendar. Now, I take my calendar, and I've done a training on this, so I'm not going to go too deep into that training. You can go back to my calendar training lesson. I don't even know what episode that's in, but scroll through the titles, right? But the other thing about planning your day that's so powerful, remember we talked about structure and we talked about organization. But for those of you who say, I don't have enough time in the day to work my job, raise my family, be a spouse, and run my business, this is for you. For those of you who say that and actually believe that, planning out your day and having the calendar, this piece is for you, because you will be blown away by how much time you actually do have. You actually do have the time. It's just you're trying to remember everything in your head because you don't want to commit to the extra step to make sure you're organized. And you can't see that, wow, I actually do have a 30-minute window here. I have a 1-hour window here. I have some time over here where I actually can get some things done. I promise you. Habit number 2, pre-plan your day. Number three, create a good sleep routine. Create a good, balanced, and healthy sleep routine. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many hours of sleep you need to get, 8 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, because truth be told, depending on the season of life that you're in, depending on how old you are, depending on your lifestyle, that might be different for you, how many hours of sleep. Doctors recommend 8 hours, right? I can't think of the last time I slept 8 hours. I'm going to just be honest with you. I cannot think of the last time. It doesn't matter how much melatonin I might take. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am. It doesn't matter how late I went to bed. My body's not going to let me sleep 8 hours, okay? But I have a really great sleep routine. I've learned how to get the maximum rest during sleep by simply making sure I'm sleeping to frequency music. Making sure I'm sleeping to frequency music. Frequency music aligns with the frequency in your body. Think about it. It's like any other song. If you're going into, let's say, a nightclub and they're playing, rave music? They're raving. that then you walk in and you're like, whoa, you're shocked, you're excited, or either you're right along with everybody else, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then you might walk into an environment where they're playing smooth jazz and your energy is mellow. There is a reason for that. It's not because of how you perceive the music necessarily, it's because of how you respond to the frequency of that music. If you go on YouTube and just search for black screen frequency music, for those of you who have to sleep with the light off, the TV off, you can't have a TV on, simply search for black screen frequency music and choose one that is for restfulness, or choose one that is for limiting anxiety and overwhelm. You will find yourself sleep in 5 to 7 minutes flat. 5 to 7 minutes flat, and you are going to sleep like a baby. It's almost the equivalent of sleeping in a spa with that spa music going all night long. The black screen is going to black out like the TV's not on. And if you choose black screen, there won't be any commercials, okay? So you will sleep peacefully without interruption. But when you wake up in the morning, when you wake up that morning, you are going to feel so refreshed, so well rested, so alive. I cannot stress to you enough how important this is. I can tell the quality of my sleep that I can tell when I am far removed from listening to frequency music. Every now and then you're just so tired, you just hop in the bed. You don't feel like searching for anything on YouTube. You just fall asleep. I will wake up. That's the night that I'm waking up 2 and 3 times in the middle of the night. I'm tossing and turning. I wake up the next morning. I'm still feeling tired because I did not force myself to go into a deep sleep rhythm. Okay. That's number 3. Number 4, move your body daily. Move your body daily. You guys, we work so hard, and many of us are working from home, or we're working, from desks where we're seated for so many hours a day. And I don't need to go into the health implications of being seated and stagnant and not moving your body, things like losing mobility or developing blood clots, right? Those are really serious things. But if you're not moving your body, you are not able to optimize your performance. So when I do webinars, if you're ever on one of my webinars or in one of my challenges, some days you'll notice that I'm standing, right? In my office, I have an adjustable height desk, and I like to stand because my energy is very, very different when I'm standing than it is when I'm seated. I especially love to stand when I am about to make a pitch for a sale because of how it impacts my energy, right? You have to create, this is how important movement is to your body, your health, your longevity, but also to your success as an entrepreneur. Get in the habit. Some of you may not, some of you are over there and you hadn't left your house in 2 or 3 days. No judgment. A little. I mean, you know what I mean? Step outside on the balcony, step in the backyard, do something. Seriously, no judgment. I've been there, done that. But what I do is I walk the square footage of my entire home. I walk the square footage and I'll spend about 5 minutes doing that. So on days that I work out, I usually work out about 5 days a week. On days where I'm working out and I'm walking, we have 3 days of those. 3 of those days, we work out and we'll walk 3 miles, right? On those days, my goal is to hit 10,000 steps a day. I use my Apple Watch to measure that. On days where I am not walking the 3 miles, so the other 4 days a week, my move goal is about 6,500 steps a day, right? And that is because I'm working a lot. I'm taking a lot of meetings. I am sitting, I'm filming podcasts. I'm doing all the things. So I understand that I'm just not going to be moving around like that, right? Now, I am so committed to this move goal that if I see that at the end of the day, or it's nearing midday, close to end day, and I haven't reached this goal, I will take my conference calls on a walk. Hey, y'all, excuse the wind in the background. I'm taking a walk while doing this call because who's going to tell me I can't? Right? I am so committed. Let me just, and this comes from both learned lessons from mentors, observing. So here's the thing. The majority of my mentors are much older than me, right? I grew up on like Reverend Miles Monroe, or Dr. Miles Monroe, Reverend Ike, Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn. These are people who are much older than me, and I have heard them. I've seen them slow down, right? Some of them are deceased now, but I've seen them slow down. I've heard them talk about the aging process. I listen to other leaders talk about the aging process. And here's the thing about me. I don't have to wait until it happens to me to do something about it. So you may be 20 years old, 25 years old, 30, 35 years old, and you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about aging right now because I'm so young and I'm so youthful. Listen, the worst thing you can do is wait until it's time for you to worry about it to start worrying about it. If you create great habits right now, you don't have to worry about it ever. Move your body. Move your body. Little things like, standing on a jump box thing in the gym and being afraid to jump down. I was on somebody's gym page yesterday, and she's working with this girl, 35 years old, who's been working from home for the last 5 years. She's just getting back into the gym. She's 35 years old. She looks healthy, and she got her up to do those box squats, box jumps. She helps her stand up on the thing. It took them like 10 minutes for her to build the confidence to jump down. She looks just as healthy as I look. She's 35. She's 11 years younger than me. She's all the things, but she had this fear of jumping down simply because she hadn't jumped in a long time. And it shook me a little bit like, wait, when's the last time I jumped? Do the jump squats, Donnie. Do the freaking jump squats. We take this stuff for granted. Number 4 is to move your body every single day. Ladies and guys, maintain your flexibility. Naja asked me this morning in the gym if I could still do a toe touch. I said, I don't know. I hadn't tried to do a toe touch, but I could still do a split. I am focused on flexing my hips, moving my ankles, moving my shoulders around, getting my steps in, because I want to be optimal as an entrepreneur, and I want to be that for myself and for my family. You have to move your body. Moving your body, great sleep schedule, creating discipline, planning your day. These are all also very, very healthy brain supporting activities as well. Okay. Number 5, be mindful of what you put into your body. Be mindful of what you put into your body. Be mindful of what you put into your body. What we consume on a daily basis directly impacts our mood, our energy, and how we feel. And I'll do you one better. What you put on your body, the lotions, the cosmetics, all the things that you choose, you have to read these labels. You think it's just a little lipstick and just a little foundation, or you think it's just a little aftershave and all these things. And the ingredients literally absorb through your skin. The biggest organ on our bodies. It absorbs through your skin. It gets into your bloodstream, and it directly impacts your hormones. These things impact your health, the disease that you have or don't have, your mood, your energy, your ability to perform in your business and your life, right? It's so important for us to be mindful about what we're putting in our body. And I think now, finally, we're at a place where people are ringing the alarm on this. They're literally raising hell every single day. I get on the internet and it's something else that's being warned about. The red dye, the blue dye, the yellow dye, they've just gone, those things have been banned or removed finally. But then they just went and renamed them. They just went and renamed these things to like bright blue, licorice yellow, crazy stuff that if y'all picking up ingredients and eating stuff with leafy green and bright blue, if y'all okay eating that, then that's a you problem, right? Because now that we're aware, we just can't. Now that you're aware, you can't ignore it. When we don't know and we're ignorant about certain things, we can literally lean into that. But when you become aware of the dangers of these chemicals that we're putting into and onto our bodies are causing you, you got to do something about it. You have to make a change. And we can't eliminate everything. We can't eliminate everything. We live in the United States of America. We won't be able to eliminate all the toxins, but the ones that we know. I just saw that Girl Scout cookies, they've blown the whistle on Girl Scout cookies. Like, we've known that they were unhealthy because of the amount of sugar in them and, all that stuff. But let's say there are 26 or 28 types of Girl Scout cookies. 22 of them have all 6 of the top cancer-causing ingredients inside of them. And so I sent that information to a group of friends that I share information like this with on social media. And one person responded and was like, dang, man, but I'm gonna have to get those Thin Mints. I mean, I feel you, because the Thin Mints go crazy. Those Samoas go crazy too. But all 6 of the top ingredients, that's enough for me. It's enough for me to say, no more. I just can't. Never again, right? So you won't see me eat a Girl Scout cookie. I don't care how cute your Girl Scout is. She's cute. Her little skirt, her socks pulled up to her knees. She's cute. But I can't do it, because I care enough about myself that now that I have become aware, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not suggesting that you be perfect, but we have to draw a line somewhere, right? You can't eat the Girl Scout cookies, not move your body, drink alcohol every time you sit down for dinner, put all the toxic cosmetics on your body and put all the chemicals, and eat the Kool-Aid, or drink the Kool-Aid and eat the fruit that's been, or eat the meat and the fruits that's been, dyed with all this stuff. You can't do it all. Like, give yourself some fighting power is all I'm saying. Okay. All right. Number 6, monitor your scroll time. Monitor your scroll time. Monitor your scroll time. Oh, before I get there, something that you can do to help yourself, something that you can do to help yourself be clearer on, something you can do to help yourself be clearer on the products is download the Yuka app. I believe it's YUCA or it's YUKA. Download the Yuka app on your phone, and you can scan the barcode on the back of all your groceries, all the foods that you eat, and all of your beauty products and cosmetics and stuff. You can scan it, and it'll give you the rating. It'll say that it's terrible. It'll say it's fair. It'll say it's good. It's great. You'll be surprised. Listen, the first week somebody put me onto that Yuka app, YUKA, thank you for that, Robin. The first time somebody put me onto the Yuka app, I went into my pantry Zelle. I started scanning everything. I said, what? I make terrible choices. Everything is trash. Everything is trash. And so I have become really intentional about just searching for better options. Just better options. It won't always be the best options, but better options. Okay, so that's that. Number 6, monitor your scroll time. Monitor your scroll time. Okay. There are productivity apps right on your phone, whether you have an Android or an iPhone. We don't have to have that debate there, but give yourself time to be productive throughout the day. Okay. Stay off these dang on social media apps all day long. Like, I didn't post on Instagram for like a week. I wasn't even on my stories. And I felt so just refreshed. And I do this often, right? I didn't even miss it. I honestly didn't even miss it. I stay active on social media because it's how people who do business with me learn about me. But I'm not even really entertained by social media anymore. Every time I log on, it's some some plane has crashed, somebody's passed, somebody's fighting, somebody's doing this. And I can't even control the algorithm. My algorithm before the top of this year was full of dogs. Like I was looking at cute puppies and stuff. Like it was just puppies and real estate and hair. And now it's like, no matter how much I try to reset the algorithm by intentionally clicking on stuff, it's just, you know? And so we have to really monitor our screen time, because if you're also, even if you are consuming a bunch of good information, if you're on screen, you're not getting green. I just thought of that. Corny as it is, if you're on the screen, you ain't making no green. If you're a business person and you run your business by what do you call it? Posting on social media, cool. Because somebody is saying, shoot, I post on social media. That's how I get to the bag. Okay, post and be out. Post and go and find a system to put into your business. Post and go optimize something, a system or a process or a workflow in your business. Leave the screens alone. Pick up a book. Do something, okay? Number 7, don't wait for tomorrow to do what you can do today. If you can do it today, do it today. Anything that you would have done eventually, do it immediately. Anything that you would have done eventually, do it right now. Like right now, you will end up living a life full of, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And these things that you'll do tomorrow, they start to stack up and they start to compound. And then that's when the overwhelm sets in and you can't focus and you can't be productive. And you have all of these triggers now because you keep putting stuff off. Don't be the I'll do it tomorrow entrepreneur. Be the I'll do it right now entrepreneur, because I can, because it's possible, because it's going to make me better, because I understand that success loves speed, because I am trying to create millionaire habits. And I understand that people who create a very high level of success, they act urgently, with urgency, right? And so you have to set yourself up for success in that way. All right. Don't wait for tomorrow to get done what you can get done today. Go ahead and wipe that off your to-do list. And then finally, you're not going to like this one. Require yourself to be held accountable. Require yourself to be held accountable. You will not achieve a super high level of success in anything if your success is predicated only by what you think, only by what you sign off on, only by your own standard. You hear me say this all the time. Sometimes your metrics just aren't good enough. And you have to stay in a space where accountability is required and welcome. When people are giving you accountability, we have to receive it. We have to analyze it. We have to analyze it from a perspective of, okay, I chose this accountability partner. This is coming from love. This is coming from a place of love. So let me think about this feedback that I was given and seeing what parts of it I need to implement, what parts of it I need to execute, right? Let me actually respect the accountability process and do what I said I was going to do. Check in when I said I was going to check in, take the calls, make the calls, take the Zooms, make the Zooms whenever I said I was going to do those things, because I understand that in order to get better, it's not that I need somebody holding my hand through the process. I just need checks and balances to ensure that I'm not slipping. I need checks and balances to ensure that my mood isn't dictating my outcome. My mood isn't dictating my input, right? The accountability is just small checks and balances along the way. That's all it is. These 8 things are habits that I picked up over years, over more than a decade, that I want to give you. And there's so many more. There's so many more. And it would sound like you have to live a perfect life in order to achieve these things, but my life is far from perfect. Every now and then I still get the chips. I love me a good bag of plain chips with some French onion dip. Now, I actually had a conversation with a friend who said, well, we won't be able to avoid everything. So I've already made some small adjustments, Zell. I love to drink orange juice first thing in the morning. If you weren't recording this episode, I would tell you to challenge me right now. I bought a new orange juicer that's just for my orange juice, and it's a whole bag of oranges in my refrigerator right now. So I have no excuse. I have fresh orange juice, and it's ice cold every day. I don't love ice, right? So the oranges have been in the refrigerator, and so that's something that I did for me. I drink so much orange juice. The reason why I had to go to juicing it myself is because I couldn't find an orange juice that tasted the way that I wanted to taste, but was a clean enough product for how much I consume it. So I started with the things that my habits were the worst in. What's the foods that I eat the most of that are damaging to me? Let me start there with finding some replacements, right? I don't eat sweets enough to go all in that area. I'm gonna still get the cookies. But orange juice, I have at least 2 glasses a day, every single day, without fail. I take my vitamins and supplements, many of them with orange juice. So now all I gotta do is cut my orange in half, put it on a little juicer thing, and it does what it needs to do. That's all I have to do. I walk away, I straighten something up. I can't even walk away. It's done. So those are the little things that I like to do, right? Somebody commented and said, see if I can find Natalie's tangerine juice. So Natalie's is actually one of the brands that rank decently that I like, but it's so hard to keep in stock. Like nobody ever has it. So if I have to have orange juice every day, I just have to make my own. But if I ever see Natalie's in the store, I'm gonna pick it up. All right. 8 habits. As per usual, I want you guys to go into the comments and tell me which habit you need to tackle right now. Like, you know what, Donnie? I really need to clean up my diet. Like, it's trash. It's trash. We're doing an event tomorrow, in fact. And someone who's helping with the event said, hey, what snacks do you want for the event tomorrow? I have the chips. I have the Welch's juice. I have the fruit snacks. I physically felt ill. I physically felt like I could vomit because knowing what I know now, I can't even serve that to other people. You know what I mean? I was in my pantry this morning and I was cleaning some things out of my pantry and I came across a 6-pack of Gatorade. Now, I don't drink Gatorade, but I used to keep it in my car to give to homeless people or unhoused people whenever I saw them, specifically because it had electrolytes in it, right? Just to, get them something that would hydrate them. And I went into my pantry and I saw that 6-pack of Gatorade that I would usually pull out to put in the back of the car or take with me on my walks. And I can't even give that to homeless people. Like I'm gonna just give you some water before I do that because I just didn't feel good about it knowing what I know now. Anyway, pick the habit that for you, based on the season of life that you are in right now, you need to address first. You probably can't do all 8 or won't commit to doing all 8 at a time, but can you pick 2 things? Can you start small with simply making your bed? Simply just make your bed and take one unhealthy snack out of your diet. Take one unhealthy meal choice that you normally eat out of your diet. Can you start there? Can you start with moving your body, right? Can you start with eliminating some of the sugar that we know leads to ADHD and Alzheimer's and early onset dementia? Like, can you just love on yourself just a little bit more? That's the habits that you need in order to be sustainable, to have enough sustainability to make it to that 7-figure CEO. These are habits that I learned again over a decade. And if somebody would have put all of these into a book at that time that I got started, I probably would have executed many of these in much less time. Atomic Habits is one of my favorite books, and The Habits of Highly Influential People. That's not the total name. I can't think of the name of the book. I think it's The Daily Habits of Highly Influential People. Both of those books, that's a Dale Carnegie book. Get the books. A lot of these variations of those habits are in those actual books that I didn't even know to read back then, right? We weren't having these conversations. It was hustle, 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 stop and get the McDonald's, stop and get the Wendy's, stop and get the Chick-fil-A, hustle, hustle, hustle. And we didn't know that that was working against us, not for us. Comment the habit that you're going to work on right away. If you have not joined my mentorship community, I'm confused. You too? I'm confused. And you need to check it out. Why? Because I'm giving you 7 days free access, 7-day guest pass. Just go to actionableceo.com. If you are watching this right now on social media, you'll see if you comment guest, you'll get a 7-day free trial to Actionable CEO. If you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, just go to actionableceo.com and choose the option for the 7-day free guest pass. I give you everything and it costs you nothing for 7 days. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.